Now, the topic for this lesson is dreams. So, dream can be a noun, can be a verb, but it also has two meanings, right? So, a dream can be when you're asleep and you imagine a story or things happening in your head. That's a dream. But also, there's another meaning, and a dream is the same as a goal or an objective. For example, I have a dream one day to publish a book, right? That's my goal. Now, in this IELTS question, we're focusing more on the first one, when you're asleep, and the kind of stories you have when you're asleep. Okay, to dream. Let's begin and look at some useful vocabulary. First of all, a dream come true. When I won the lottery, it was a dream come true. That's not true, but it would be, right? If I won the lottery, it would be a dream come true. This is when your goal is achieved and you feel, wow, fantastic. But also, we can say that when you have a dream in your sleep, the next day, maybe the dream can come true. Dreams can come true, right? I remember growing up, I don't know if this is a British thing or a Keith family thing, but when I was growing up, we had this rule in the house: never tell somebody your dream before breakfast. Because if you do, the dream will come true. And so if you had a really good dream, you may I'd tell my dad or my mum before breakfast. But if I had a bad dream, they would say, don't tell me till you've finished your breakfast. Otherwise, it will come true. Now, there's another word, right? Another word for a bad dream is a nightmare. Nightmare, nightmare. Drop the T sound in the middle. I had a nightmare. And that's just a bad dream. Another common kind of dream is a recurring dream. Recurring. Can you say that? Recurring. A recurring dream is a dream that repeats again and again. You may have had this where you have the same dream again and again and again over a period of time. That is a recurring dream. Okay, let's move on and have a look at some of the questions you may get in this section. Do you usually remember dreams you have had? Do you tell other people about your dreams? Do you think dreams have a special meaning? Would you like for your dreams to come true? Right, so listen, let's have a look at the first question, okay? Do you usually remember the dreams you have had? What I want you to do is try and give me an answer, maybe 10 to 15 seconds. I will listen and then I'll give you my answer. So, ready? Here's the question. Do you usually remember the dreams you have had? Okay, interesting. Very good. Right. Now, I'm going to give you my answer and then we'll analyze the answer. But first of all, here we go. From time to time, I do, especially if it's one of those recurring dreams. Sometimes I remember a dream as soon as I wake up and it's really vivid. Other times, I can only remember bits and pieces. Maybe because the dream was just illogical and didn't seem to make any sense. Okay, great. Let's have a look at that answer and see some of the language that I used. Okay, so I said from time to time I do. So beginning with a kind of a connector. From time to time just means sometimes or occasionally. Especially if it's one of those recurring dreams we talked about. That's a repetitive dream. The same dream you have again and again. Again, another connector. Sometimes I remember a dream as soon as I wake up. Just notice the pronunciation. As soon as is As soon as. As soon as. Can you say that? As soon as I wake up. Nice, good. And it's really vivid. So vivid is clear. Almost like it's real, right? A vivid dream, a clear dream. Other times, so I've said sometimes this, other times this. Again, it's another kind of signpost. Other times, I can only remember bits and pieces. Bits and pieces is just that. It's a little bit and a piece. It's fragments or parts of the whole. So when you remember a story, you remember this bit, that bit, this bit. Bits and pieces, very common collocation or a binomial as we call it. Just watch the pronunciation. Bits and pieces. Bits and pieces. Yeah, nice, good, right? I can only remember bits and pieces. Maybe because the dream was just illogical, so logical, right? But what does that mean, Keith? It means it's kind of systematic. It makes sense. The opposite, the antonym, illogical, illogical. Okay, il is the prefix we use to make antonyms for adjectives beginning with an L. Illogical, illegal. And it didn't seem to make any sense. To make sense or make any sense is to be logical, right? Great. So some nice connectors, one or two interesting pieces of vocabulary, but quite a short answer, right? Between 10 and 15 seconds. Very nice. Let's move on. We're going to look at the next question now. And the next question is, do you think dreams have a special meaning? Again, I'm going to give you 10 to 15 seconds. Give me your answer, and then we'll have a look at my answer. Okay? Ready? Even if you're not, let's go. Do you think dreams have a special meaning? Okay, thank you. Okay, nice, good. Let's have a look at something. Well, this is what I might say. I'm not sure. Maybe sometimes I recall a dream and I see how it may represent a strong desire I have. Like I often dream about flying, right? And I suppose this symbolizes a desire to be free or to do whatever I want. Nice, okay. Let's have a look at some of the language. So I begin. I'm not sure. Maybe, okay. Again, a signpost to tell you what's coming next. I'm not sure. Maybe. Sometimes I recall a dream. So we can say remember a dream or recall a dream. Here, recall is to take something from your memory and bring it out of the memory, to recall a dream. I see how it may represent. So represent means to symbolize a strong desire I have. I often dream about flying. Notice we say dream about something. Be careful with the preposition. Dream about doing something or dream about something. I dreamt about you. I dreamt about going to America. I dreamt about flying. Dream, dreamt in the past. I dream about flying, and I suppose, or I think, or I guess, this symbolizes a desire. So I've used represent and symbolize. They both have the same meaning. Symbolizes, get the pronunciation, ziz, symbolizes a desire to be free and do whatever I want. Okay, great. That was the answer. Now then, that was a positive answer, right? Saying yes. What if the answer was no? Let's have a look. Do you think dreams have a special meaning? No, not really. I think they're just a chance for our imagination to go wild, or an outlet for suppressed frustrations or desires. To be totally honest, I don't go in for that idea that dreams have kind of hidden or subconscious meanings. Okay, so here this was a no answer. Let's have a look at the answer. I said, no, not really. No, not at all. Not really. A little bit, but not really. I think they're just a chance for our imagination to go wild. Your imagination goes wild. To go wild is just to be, it's when your imagination is let loose. It can go anywhere. So if your teacher says, let your imagination go wild, it means let it go anywhere. Think about anything or everything. Imagine an animal going wild, then it's moving around everywhere. Well, it's the same thing. So let your imagination go wild, or it's an outlet for suppressed frustrations or desires. An outlet is a way out or an exit. Basically, if you imagine a tube of water and at the end there's a hole where the water goes out, that's the outlet. To let out or release something. You can release your anger. It's an outlet for your anger, for your desire, or your frustration. Suppressed is covered, right? Your covered frustration. To be totally honest, it's a nice little connector. To be honest, to be totally honest, I don't go in for that idea. Now, to go in for something is to do an activity, but to go in for an idea is to follow an idea or believe in that idea. So I don't believe the idea. I don't go in for the idea that dreams have hidden subconscious meanings. Your mind has the conscious area that you know about, and then behind it has the subconscious that you don't know about. So it's that part of the mind or the brain, subconscious meanings, right? Excellent. That's it. Let's finish here with our dreams.